Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Bungle.
Hello. What are we doing today?
I've got some pictures in a book to show you.
Oh, good. What are they?
Animals.
Did someone mention pictures?
Yes, Zippy. David's brought some pictures in a book to show us.
Are they all of me?
No, they are not.
They're of animals.
What a pity. I like looking at pictures of me.
You would.
They're all wild animals, Zippy.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Don't you know what a wild animal is?
Well, what is it then?
A wild animal is an animal that lives up and down in a... Oh,
Well, go on, Zippy.
He doesn't know.
Bungle wouldn't understand even if I did tell him.
Oh, yes, he would if you explained it. A wild animal, Bungle, is an animal that lives in the countryside and looks after itself. It doesn't live in a house.
Like a dog or a cat, you mean?
That's right. And it doesn't live on a farm either.
Cows and pigs and chickens live on farms.
Yes, they do. So they're not wild.
No.
Wild animals live under hedges and in fields and woods. They make their own homes and they find their own food. And they keep out of sight as much as they can, so it's often difficult to see them.
I knew all that.
You didn't?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Come on, you two, let's look at these pictures. Right, there. Can you see, Zippy?
Yes.
Right. Here's one.
Oh, that's a rabbit, isn't it?
That's right. Some people keep rabbits as pets, but they're wild, really.
Oh, that's a frog.
Yes.
What a funny thing. Is that really a wild animal?
Oh, yes. Here's another one.
I know what that is, but I've forgotten.
It's a squirrel. You see them in parks sometimes, when there are lots of trees there. They scamper about looking for food and jumping from tree to tree, branch to branch. Here's one coming down a tree. Now, what about this one? Bungle?
No.
Zippy?
I can't see properly.
Oh, sorry.
No,
It's a deer.
of course.
This one's a male deer.
What's male?
A boy is male and a girl is female.
That's right, Zippy.
What are those things sticking out of its head?
They're called antlers. Well, they're like the horns on a cow or a goat.
But they're much bigger, aren't they?
Oh, yes. There.
Is that all the wild animals?
Well, it's enough for one day, isn't it? See how many you can remember now.
Frog,
Yes?
rabbit, squirrel, and...
Dear.
deer, yes, that's right. Frog, rabbit, squirrel, deer.
Very good. Rabbit 1, frog 2, squirrel 3, deer 4. Rabbit, frog, squirrel, deer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wild animals, Bungle. That's very good.
A poem. A rabbit's tail is very short. It can't get in the way. Its ears are long, so it can hear what other rabbits say.
Rabbits don't say things, Sunshine.
Well, they make noises. How do you know it's not the same as saying things?
I don't, but they don't say words, do they?
Oh, all right then. How about a rabbit's tail is very short. It can't get in the way. Its ears are long, so it can hear what other rabbits say in rabbit language.
That doesn't rhyme, Sunshine.
Oh, turnip tops.
Take a country walk when the weather is fine. You might see friends of yours and mine. They don't live in houses like you and me. Look in fields and forests, what can you see? You might see a squirrel running through the trees, looking for some acorns among the leaves. You better look hard as he runs right past. You just might miss him, 'cause he runs so fast. Take a country walk when the weather is fine. You might see friends of yours and mine. They don't live in houses like you and me. Look in fields and forests, what can you see?
Have you ever seen a deer with his coat so brown? He looks like the trees all around. You mustn't go near him if you want to play. If he's feeling shy, he'll run away.
Take a country walk when the weather is fine. You might see friends of yours and mine. They don't live in houses like you and me. Look in fields and forests, what can you see? A rabbit might run into a hole that's round. It leads to his home that's underground. It keeps him dry in a thunderstorm, and his furry little coat will keep him warm. Take a country walk when the weather is fine. You might see friends of yours and mine. They don't live in houses like you and me. Look in fields and forests, what can you see? Well, now we took a country walk when the weather was fine. We've seen some friends of yours and mine. They didn't live in houses like you and me. We've looked in fields and forests, and that's what we seen. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Oh, David, look, some deer.
There's one eating grass.
Look at their antlers.
Yes. There's some lying down.
Look, one of them standing up, David.
There's a big deer, Bungle.
Oh, yes.
Look, he's rubbing his antlers on the ground.
Is it the man deer that has antlers, David?
That's right, the male.
Oh, yes, that's it. Male.
They're very big antlers, aren't they, Bungle?
They are. Enormous. That male is running under the trees.
He looks very proud, doesn't he?
Well, that must be a female. She hasn't got any antlers.
No, she hasn't.
Are those baby deers?
Yes. They're called fawns.
Oh. Where do deer live, David?
In woods and forests and on the moors.
They like eating grass, don't they?
Yes. And weeds and young leaves off the trees.
There's some more females trotting again. And some males with antlers.
There's 3 little ones at the back, look.
Oh, yes. Oh, they're jumping and running. Isn't that fast?
Yes.
I like deer. Is it time to open the book, David?
Yes,
Perhaps we'll see Sally and Jake today.
we might. Let's look. Jake has found a small green animal sitting on a stone by the pond. Sally kneels down to look at it. She doesn't know what it is. Shall I touch it? All right, says Jake. So she does. It hops away. How funny, says Sally. Jake touches it too. It hops away again. The children watch it, hopping round the garden. Then Jake begins to hop too. Come on, Sally, he says. You hop. They both hop like the little green animal. It hops onto the mound where Slithe the cat is curled up. Slithe lifts his head. Haven't you got anything better to do than hop? He says, and goes back to sleep. Granny opens her upstairs windows to shake a bed cover. We can't ask Granny what the animal is, says Jake. She's too busy. So they turn to Harry. But he's busy too. We can't ask him either. I know, says Sally. We'll ask Mother if she knows. So they go to the shop to tell Mother all about the little green animal. Jake says, it's this big. Bigger, says Sally. Perhaps it is bigger, Jake says. It's a monster and it hops. He shows Mother how the green animal hops. Father comes out of the shop. He doesn't believe in monsters. Sally hops too, just to show him. I'd like to see this monster, says Mother. Let's go and look. Jake points at the animal. It's on the stone by the pond again. Mother begins to laugh. That's not a monster, she says. It's a frog. The frog hops into the water. Slithe looks up again. I could have told you it was a frog, he says, if you'd asked me. And he goes back to sleep with a sigh.
Those pictures again, please, David?
The ones of wild animals, you mean?
Yes, those.
All right. See if you can tell me which is which again.
Yes. That's a frog.
Yes. This one?
That's a squirrel.
No, look carefully, Bungle. It's got very long ears, hasn't it? Now, which animal has long ears like that?
Oh, a rabbit. Yes, it's a rabbit.
That's right.
And that's a squirrel.
Yes. This one?
That's a deer. He's got antlers.
Yes, that's right. Do you remember I told you that squirrels scamper about up and down trees?
Yes.
Well, I know a poem about a squirrel.
Oh.
Listen. Whisky, frisky, hippity-hop, up he goes to the tree-top. Whirly, twirly, round and round, down he scampers to the ground. Curly-furly, what a tail! Tall as a feather, broad as a sail. Where's his supper? In a shell. Snappy, cracky, out it fell.
I like curly-furly, what a tail.
Did you?
Squirrels have big tails, don't they, David?
Yes, you saw that in the picture.
Yes. But what's snappy, cracky, out it fell?
Well, squirrels eat nuts, you see. Snappy cracky is the sound of the nut falling out of its shell for the squirrel to eat.
Oh, yes. Tell it to me again.
All right. Whisky, frisky, hippity-hop, up he goes to the tree-top. Twirly-curly, round and round, down he scampers to the ground. Furly-curly, what a tail! Tall as a feather, broad as a sail. Where's his supper? In a shell. Snappy, cracky, out it fell.
I like that.
Good. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye.